Hey everybody, Marcus here with the Idaho Quadcopter channel, and you can see I'm not alone. And guess where we are? We're in Spain. And what's the name of this, Harvey?
Well, we're in southeast Spain. This is a place called Cartagena, and we're at the guns of Cartagena. Beautiful day. Little cloud over there. The guns. Lots of guns.
Mucho guns, and we're gonna do a little flying. But here's the thing that's got me all gobsmacked, is I get to hang out with Harvey WallBanger and BaqPaqJaq. So
and we're chuffed hanging out with Idaho Quadcopter. Yeah.
We call it drone royalty.
yeah, no. I call it drone fat guy. I don't know. But anyway, enough of that business. Let's quit messing around. Let's get this bird in the air. Oh, I need to talk about the bird, right? Yeah. So I've got the Air 3S with me today. It's a little bit windy up here, so this is the perfect drone for that. It can handle the wind, and then of course we have that awesome advanced return to home capabilities, etc. So it's going to be no problemo.
No problemo. No hay problema.
Let's quit messing around. Let's get this bird in the air. Okay, so we're all set up to take off at the Bateria de Castillitos in Spain. So this is right on the coast. I know it was kind of in the middle between Cartagena and the Puerto de Mazarron. We were staying in Mazarron, and you see Harvey and Jackie and I standing there and talking to each other. And the reason that you don't hear that audio is somebody accidentally turned off their mic. So literally have no audio of what we were talking about there and the narration that I was doing. So therefore, I'm doing an overdub here with my mic right now. So anyway, Jackie's telling me to get this bird in the air. Let's get the droney done. So that's what we're doing. This is an interesting location. I'm going to tell you a little bit about that first. So the Castillitos Battery, also known as C1, it's coastal artillery, and it was in the Murcia region of Spain. And it's one of 3 coastal batteries, and you'll see some of the other gun emplacements in other parts, but I think this is the only one that still has guns on it. And it was built in 1933 and 1936, planned in 1926, and ultimately during the Spanish Civil War, they were fired a few times against the Francoists that were out there, but never really used. It was never anything that was put to use, but they were never fired in anger. They were test fired, I'm sure, a number of times. The interesting thing about it is that this was occupied. These were actually active until the early 90s. And so it's kind of interesting that they were there that long. And it kind of degraded for years. And then in the early 2000s, they made it into, I don't know if you'd call it a park or whatever, but they did a little bit of restoration, and got it all set up. And what we're going in on here now, I'm sure, is probably some kind of range finding. And if you see in the bottom right, or kind of in the center bottom of the screen, that is an active radar station. And I guess it's for shipping, keeps track of shipping that's coming in. And then you can see some other equipment and installations along the road here. I don't know exactly what those were for, and they could have even had other guns there, although I'm not seeing any gun emplacements. Well, yeah, maybe we do. Look at the end there. There's some gun emplacements there, and those guns are gone. So the 2 that are in place are these big Webley Vickers guns, and I don't know if I mentioned that before. They were actually made by, I said Webley Vickers Armstrong, and they're 15-inch guns, essentially. And they were able to fire a projectile 35 kilometers, which is a long darn ways. So I guess if any enemy ships were coming into the Mediterranean there and trying to get into Cartagena or Puerto de Mazarron, they could fire on them. Anyway, I call them you remember the movie The Guns of Navarone? I call these the Guns of Mazarron. So kind of rhymes a little bit. But anyway, this is the Mediterranean right here. Kind of dive down that a little bit, and we're going to go up and look at some of the other parts. I just kind of wanted to show the Spanish countryside here and what it looks like. These ships are anchored off there. I don't know why. Maybe perhaps they're waiting to load or maybe waiting to unload. I don't really know. But look at the rugged coastline here. I don't know. It'd be pretty tough to invade. I think I accidentally hit the down button there. Yeah, I did. Yeah, that was by accident. I hit that C1 button and it pointed the camera down. But you can see off to the left there's some other installations and some other guns. And we actually walked up on the road down below. They have some guns installed behind this ridge that would fire over the top of it, if you can believe that. That way they were protected from enemy fire. And so I'm sure they did kind of remote targeting. I'd like to know. I'm sure it was pretty much a manual operation when these were put in the 30s, and I'm sure they had some kind of mechanical fire control perhaps by the 40s, and then certainly into the 90s. I'm sure it got way more sophisticated, although much less useful, right? There's other weapons that are more effective. So you can kind of see the parking lot where our cars were parked down there on the bottom left-hand side. And going towards the top of this other hill, that was another battery up there, but there's no guns left on that. We didn't get up that far. But this was the day before the Spanish drone meetup, and BaqPaqJaq and Harvey WallBanger were good enough to take Sarah and I out here to see this. Boy, check this out. Is that cool or what? And you can see, man, they really made them look. I'm just trying to think. When you look at this, particularly that building on the right, where most military stuff is just very matter of fact and plain, they definitely decorated these up. And yeah, you can see gun emplacements here. So this is another battery, and obviously those guns are gone. But it looks like there were 4 guns there, and they had that ready to go. And again, this was all manned. Until through the early 90s, which is just kind of crazy. But because, they certainly, I'm sure, certainly outlived their usefulness by that point. But they were here, and the Spanish military manned them, and they were up there and ready to fire. So it's pretty clear these were smaller guns, but I'll bet you in many ways were more accurate and than maybe possibly more destructive than those 15-inch guns that you saw over the spot that we took off at. So yeah, I wanted to give you a good look. You can imagine soldiers manning that, and a lot of gunpowder and shells in there that they had to use to get these guns firing. But we were in Spain, staying in Puerto de Mazarron for the Drone Seekers Spanish drone meetup. And, I have been good friends with Jackie, BaqPaqJaq, for many, many years. And this was, we'd met the night before. We had dinner, but this was kind of the first time we spent much time together. So we were both pretty tickled to get to hang out with each other. And then Harvey, you got to know Harvey from, he and Jackie fly together all the time. And he's getting pretty good at editing too. He puts out some pretty good videos as well. They chase each other with their Avatas, so I'm sure you've seen a lot of those videos. But anyway, looking down the little peninsula here, and you can see that off in the distance there, that's the gun batteries where we took off from. Those are big old guns, man. You do not realize how big those things are till you're standing next to them. It's pretty crazy. So this is the Mediterranean out here. Getting a good look. It's beautiful. If you go out there far enough, you're going to get to Morocco, is what's on the other side there. And I always think, when I look at that, these waters were plied by the Phoenicians and the Romans and the Greeks, and if you use your imagination, you can see a Spanish galleon out there. Spain had they were the preeminent naval power for hundreds of years, and of course they did all the exploration, or much of the exploration of the Americas, etc. And I wonder how many of those ships of exploration took off from these ports that are all right here. So yeah, let's see. I guess I was getting a look. I was trying to show, I think, the road that we walked up and where the parking lot is when we came up to walk. We walked all the way up to the fort here, and to get to the top, you can see the little castellations there. There are little spiral staircases in there, and we had to climb up a narrow little spiral staircase. And an old guy like me, let me tell you what, I was looking for a grab handle. There's no grab handles there. So it's kind of interesting how you can just imagine those soldiers marching up and down. And I'm sure in those little lookouts there at the top, no doubt there were officers up there screaming orders at everybody, I'm quite sure. Those almost look natural, but then also if you look at them, they were definitely handmade. But again, the architecture just cracks me up because it's castellated like that, and they made it look like a big castle, which, most military is just very utilitarian, nothing fancy at all. But the Spanish, they did it a little differently. So yeah, this is just kind of, you can see the landing pad down there. And that's where we're standing, BaqPaqJaq looking up. But that big old gun, and you see that little crane thing there, no doubt they used that to get the shells and the gunpowder up to those guns. And yeah, by this point, I think it was time to do a return to home, so I just sent it out over the ocean a little ways, over the Mediterranean here, and if we could fly far enough, we would have flown all the way to Morocco. So Jackie and Harvey, again, this was the day before the actual meetup, and a lot of people weren't there. Jackie took the day off of work, and Harvey did as well. And Harvey gave us a ride up there, and we actually met Jackie too. She drove part of the way, and we met her, and those last few miles we were all in Harvey's car, and then we just it was time to turn that thing around and send it home. So that's what we did here, and you can see the green line and the augmented reality line there, and we're just bringing that drone right on home.
We trust it to be.
Yeah. No, it'll be right on. It'll be right on the edge. We got Jackie and Harvey in their natural state here.
Natural environment.
Yeah.
In the sunshine.
And I know that drone's on its way back. Somewhere out here.
Now.
But we trust you so much, Marcus.
Yep, we trust DJI.
We do.
We trust DJI. It's going to land right here.
It's going to be right on the H.
Right.
It will.
Okay.
Well, I'm H
Here
as
it
well.
comes, here it comes. I can see it.
We got the green line.
Here it comes. Looking good. It will see my lovely bright yellow
Hat.
Quadcopter
Yeah.
hat. Here it comes.
Landing. Oh yeah, that drone shadow. It's right on the pad.
Is it?
Oh yeah, it's gonna be right on the H. It's gonna be right on the H. It moved off a little bit, and there's Jackie right there. Now that's a landing. That is a landing.
Well done, DJI.
So okay, so that was our flight with the Air 3S at the Bateria. I forget the
De Castillitos.
De Castillitos. I'll remember it at some point. I have to remember it to do the title.
True.
Right. So anyway, just a little bit of that. I hope you guys enjoyed it. So stoked to be here with Harvey and Jackie.
Oh.
And Sarah too. Sarah's behind the camera. So, but yeah, so this is just I've seen this place in videos so many times.
And now you're here.
And I got to fly it. Yeah. So, yeah. So I guess that's about it.
Tostada time.
Tostada time.
Let's go.
This is Marcus with the Idaho Quadcopter channel out and BaqPaqJaq. BaqPaqJaq.
I'm still here.
You're still here?
I'm still
With what's the name of your channel?
BaqPaqJaq.
BaqPaqJaq channel. So, and
Harvey
What's the
WallBanger.
name?
WallBanger,
That's the
yes.
name of your channel now?
Pretty well, yeah.
Harvey WallBanger?
Yeah, it's
So tune into all of them, and I'm going to put links in the description below. And yeah, I guess that's about it. This is Marcus with the Idaho Quadcopter channel out. And if you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing to my channel. Most of all, I absolutely appreciate that you took the time to watch us in this video today. And of course, we will see you on the next one. Bye now.
Bye.